It's Desiree. We are going to have fun with our die cutting machine. Mine tends to run away from me now because I do enjoy die cutting. Today's card is going to be a 7x7 card featuring the Spellbinders large die kit of the month for October called Cozy Toes Slippers. This is absolutely adorable. And we've got so many different elements. We've got bunnies, we've got penguins, we've got reindeer, all kinds of characters. And what we're creating are the shoes, the little tiny slippers for the morning. So I've die cut all my pieces, and I'm just going to start layering them up all together. I chose the Santa, the reindeer, and the penguin. And these dies are great for those scraps that we just cannot get rid of, right? Absolutely. And especially if you're a die cutter, we keep even more of those scraps because there's always that little piece that just has to be die cut, right? Remember that when you're die cutting, you want to make sure that you're die cutting each of the images. And what I mean for that is when it comes to some of them, there's two dies. And in this case, it's like with the hat for Santa Claus. The hat can go in two different directions. So you can have the hat going towards the inside of the feet, or you can have it going towards the outside. So you just want to make sure that you are looking at your dies to make sure that you do have. Now, you could also have the hat going the same way. Just remember, you need two of everything because we got 2 feet. Absolutely. Or we could have one slipper and a penguin and one slipper and a Santa Claus. Or we could have a reindeer, we could have a penguin. Absolutely. Why not? Holidays are meant to be fun. And that's where we can go a little crazy with what we wear for during the holidays, right? Right. When it comes to the eyes, I just use a small piece of black and glue it to the back because then I don't have to worry about anything. Just saying. I lose those pieces and I lose them very quickly. For his nose, I did pull in some red glitter so that that could really stand out. And for the hat pom-pom and the hat brim, I did pull in some white glitter cardstock for that as well. I also chose that for the penguin's earmuffs, which are just absolutely precious. And I did for the penguin's beak, I did choose to use red glitter cardstock for that as well. Why not? Let's make it cute. Let's make it fun. These were very easy to layer together. Reindeer, same. Very simple. I'm going to use these pieces for the back to add pink to the ears. And I'm just going to lay that down. I was going to double up onto the reindeer. That's why you see so many there. And I decided not to. Was not necessary. We've got a lot of layers for the legs that are going to be coming in. I did the same thing. Oh, I did double layer it. Look at that. I thought I didn't. Oh my goodness. I'm funny. Yeah. It's awesome when we do voiceovers, isn't it? Did say. So I did double layer. For his nose, of course, we had to have the red glitter for his nose. Did the same thing with the eyes. And when it comes to the nose, there's a little hole cut out there. And I just come in with a white gel pen for that piece. We've got the cute little antlers that I did in a darker brown. What's great with when there's layering dies like this, what I do enjoy is if the die has the indentation, so those line marks, so that you know where do you put the antlers, where does this go? So that you're getting that image that you're looking for. Now, they're also very forgiving. You don't have to have it exactly where it's supposed to be either. Again, this is your art. Have fun with the placement of your die cuts, right? Here I am with that gel pen, again, just filling in that section. I did not want to tear those back out, and just adding a little white dot to the Santa and the reindeer eyes. I have the sentiment already die cut. That's warm and cozy wishes. Again, we are making a 7x7 card because it was really tough to choose the characters. So I went with 3. Now we're just going to build up the legs. So I am going to double for the base, and then I've chosen some pattern paper to go on top from my stash. Again, a great stash buster with all of the pattern papers that we have. Just remember that when you're cutting your pattern paper, if it is directional, you want to make sure the skinny side or the skinnier side of the die is at the bottom of the image. So you want the image to go up from the smaller section to the larger section. If not, then it's going to be upside down. Ask me how I know. I'm just saying. You know. We get so excited as we're putting our dies together that sometimes we're just like, okay. Going to continue to layer these up, and I do have more die cut than what I need. And again, with those impressions that are in the die, that are impressed into it, this pattern especially does a great job with that. So this little peach piece is the leg, and it's got the lines for where you put the pajama pants and where you put the top of the slipper or the sock, you know, whatever type of slipper this is. So you know where those pieces go. I wasn't quite sure, the reason why I have so many die cuts, wasn't quite sure what I was going to double up, what I wasn't. So it's always nice to have it all ready to go right by me. And I still do keep those scraps as well. Yes. Absolutely. We keep all of that because we just can't get rid of it. So here I am, I'm coming in with this piece, and I realize I put it on the wrong side. So that little white piece that I have already attached to the base of the slipper needs to go to the back of the leg. Okay, because then it looks like it's wrapping around the leg. So, yeah, we figure this out as we go. Again, we're just getting excited as we're moving along. I do make that change, and I do get that taken off so that I know this is what needs to happen. I am triple layering the base of the slippers, so I'm using 2 pieces of a craft cardstock. Again, just digging into my scraps. You're not going to see it. And then putting the final color, the white, on the top. And you can do that. I mean, it's a way, instead of using foam squares, if that's not what you want to use, you can just die cut multiple times, and you're going to get the dimension that you're looking for. So again, still not realizing what I've done yet. Creating is fun, right? Absolutely. It absolutely is. Just going to play with the placement of where I want everything to go, because I still want to see the pajamas, but the characters are the star of the show. And I do want to have all of these characters on this card. Now, by all means, you could have just one set, so that you can make your standard A2 size card, and just have fun with that. So now I'm taking the shoes and I'm going to set the image on top, still not realizing that piece is wrong. Yep, I do though. I do. See, I keep all this in. And I still don't realize it, so I keep adding it to all of them. Yes. I just keep going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. But you'll see. We do make the correction. Again, this is creating in your crafty space. We make those errors, we make those mistakes. And again, we don't have to start completely over. It's paper. We can tear that away and just have fun with it. Now, the other thing too, you can see when we're putting this up there, you really can't tell unless you look at it firsthand. Okay, you really have to look at it. This way. It just looks like there's a sock that's coming up out of the slipper. But this is where those indentations, those embossed marks that are just great when it comes to these dies, because since I have those extra pieces, the little squares there, like in the peach color for the leg, I can cut these two areas out and inset it down onto that piece. Here's where I'm trying to say, okay, maybe I can tear this off. Maybe I can remove it. And I just didn't want to take the chance to do too much destruction. So here's where I'm able to cut along those embossed lines and just layer the piece up above it. Once I get that piece set, I do cut it away from the pajamas. I get that nestled in to that area, and then I'm able to set it again onto the pajama pants. So see, easily fixed. And we're just going to do that with all of the legs so that we can get them all to look the same. But again, it didn't look bad before. It just looked like it was a sock coming out. Never let, when you think it's a mistake, or maybe you put something together incorrectly, try not to start over. I know that's our first reaction. We've got to start all over. No, there's ways to correct it. There's ways to hide it. Or it definitely can be a happy accident. And maybe it does help the card or image that you're trying to create. So don't get frustrated. Just keep working with it. Again, it's paper. It's got two sides. It can be covered. It can be layered. There's a lot of things that we can do with this. So now the last one, just got to make sure that I go around those antlers and we can get everything set back into place. Now, you guys know me, I love my dimension, and I am going to prop these up using some double-sided foam squares. This is completely optional. I do just really enjoy dimension. The more, the better. Absolutely. And yes, it does and can add postage. So if that's not something you're interested in, then you don't have to do that step. You could just use one layer of all your cardstocks, and the card will be just as cute. So I'm just adding 3. Now these double-sided foam squares are also what I like to call the low rise. They are not super thick. They just add a little bit of dimension. I'm going to remove the release papers and then get those all set. The sentiment's going to be placed right down the center in between the feet. So we'll get our Santa in place. And now we are all set. We're going to get our sentiment right down the center. And it's one of those sentiments that heavily embosses into the cardstock. So I did choose the color that you see here, that dark teal, to be behind the sentiment so that those words will stand out. I'm going to set this down onto my card panel. Make sure you check which way your card base is going. Yes, I almost did put this on it upside down, and that would be fine as well. I hope you enjoyed today's project with me and me giggling throughout it. All the products that I used, as always, will be listed down below if you wanted to check them out. And if you have any questions, please make sure you leave those down below as well. I'd love for you to subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Make sure you ring the bell for notification, and hopefully you will be notified when the next video is ready for you to sit back and enjoy. Enjoy the art that you are creating and know that it is art. Have fun with the process. Don't get stressed. Don't get frustrated. When you do, just step away and come back and look at it with fresh eyes, and I can guarantee you you're going to see something different. But remember what's most important. Always be creative in everything that you do. I will talk to you in the next video. Continue to stay safe and healthy. Until then, take care.